In the heart of a bustling metropolis, under the shadow of towering skyscrapers and amidst the cacophony of countless lives intersecting, there lay a tranquil oasis, a small, unassuming library that housed the wisdom of ages. It was here, amidst rows of ancient texts and modern manuscripts, that our tale begins. A tale not just of a journey through time, but of the timeless journey of the human heart, inspired by the ancient wisdom of Confucian philosophy and brought to life through the art of storytelling. The protagonist of our story, a young animator named Li Wei, stumbled upon a weathered copy of the Analects by Confucius. The ancient text, with its teachings on morality, social relationships, justice, and sincerity, sparked an idea in Li Wei's mind, an animated series that would bring these concepts to life for the modern audience. Each episode would be a standalone story, yet together, they would weave a rich tapestry of moral intuition and the diversity of love, guided by the principles of Confucian philosophy. Li Wei's unmatched narrative ability breathed life into the characters and their world. The first episode opened with a scene of a bustling ancient Chinese marketplace, where the concept of Li as a life-generating activity was introduced. Through the interactions of the marketplace vendors and their customers, Li Wei showcased how Li, often translated as ritual or propriety, was not merely about following societal norms but about infusing everyday actions with love and respect, thereby generating harmony and social cohesion. As the series progressed, Li Wei skillfully deployed idioms and wove real-life examples into the narrative. One episode illustrated the moral humility and conscientiousness of a teacher in ancient China, whose dedication to his students exemplified the educational aspects and the practical application of virtue ethics in Confucian thought. Phrases like, "A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step," were seamlessly integrated into the dialogue, enriching the narrative and offering viewers a deeper understanding of the values being portrayed. Li Wei's stories were a roller coaster of emotions, with each episode designed to engage the viewer from the opening scene to the impactful close. The series explored the tension between generalism and particularism in morality, showing characters faced with ethical dilemmas that required them to balance universal principles with the particulars of their situations. This tension was depicted through the story of a young scholar who had to choose between following the letter of the law and showing compassion to a neighbor in need. The series did not shy away from the integration of ethics and ontology, reflecting on the nature of being and the cultivation of virtue. One poignant episode depicted a character's journey of self-awareness and moral development, illustrating how ethical living transforms not only the individual but also the world around them. Li Wei respected all copyright rules, ensuring that the series was a tribute to Confucian philosophy rather than a direct replication of the Analects. The narratives, though inspired by ancient wisdom, were original creations that resonated with contemporary audiences, making them perfect for translation into speech and easily accessible to people across different cultures. Reimagining the Analects, an animated journey through time, was not just an animated series. It was a bridge between the past and the present, a mirror reflecting the timeless quest for virtue, understanding, and the true essence of love. Through Li Wei's extraordinary narrative ability and deep respect for Confucian philosophy, viewers were invited to embark on a journey that transcended time, reminding us that the wisdom of the past still holds profound relevance in the modern world. In the realm of ancient wisdom and contemporary application, one finds a rare gem in the teachings of Confucius, particularly through his seminal work, The Analects. This narrative endeavors to illuminate how these teachings, centuries old, still resonate with power and relevance in today's fast-paced world, especially when viewed through the lens of storytelling and character development. At the heart of Confucian philosophy lies the concept of Li, often translated as ritual or propriety. However, to narrowly define Li as mere etiquette is to miss the forest for the trees. In the grand tapestry of Confucian thought, Li embodies a life-generating activity, a dynamic interplay between the moral virtues that sustain and enrich human interactions. It is in the application of Li that one finds the essence of living a virtuous life, not through grandiose acts of heroism but through the meticulous care in everyday actions and decisions. In crafting characters and narratives that resonate with depth and authenticity, the Confucian diversity of love offers a multifaceted palette from which to draw. Love, in its myriad forms, acts as the undercurrent of human motivation and interaction. From the filial piety between parent and child to the fraternal bonds among friends, each relationship offers a unique canvas to explore the virtues and vices inherent in human nature. By threading these diverse forms of love into the fabric of a story, a narrative can achieve a universality that transcends cultural and temporal boundaries, speaking to the core of the human experience. Moreover, the integration of moral intuition and the practical application of virtue ethics into character development allows for a nuanced exploration of morality. Characters are not mere caricatures of good and evil, but are instead portrayed as complex beings navigating the murky waters of ethical dilemmas. This approach not only enriches the narrative, but also invites the audience to engage in moral reflection, fostering a deeper connection with the story. The Confucian emphasis on moral humility and conscientiousness further enriches narrative development. Characters who embody these virtues often undergo profound personal growth, reflecting the intrinsic link between self-awareness and ethical behavior. By showcasing the journey of characters striving for moral excellence, despite their imperfections and failures, a story can inspire audiences to embark on their own paths of self-improvement. In weaving idioms and real-life samples into the narrative, the story gains an additional layer of authenticity and relatability. Idioms, with their inherent wisdom and wit, serve as succinct vehicles for conveying complex moral lessons. Similarly, the inclusion of real-life examples grounds the narrative in reality, bridging the gap between the abstract principles of Confucian philosophy and the tangible challenges faced by individuals in their daily lives. This narrative approach, inspired by the ancient wisdom of Confucius and the storytelling prowess of modern authors like Holly Black, represents a revolutionary method of engaging with the Analects. By infusing characters and plots with the depth and richness of Confucian philosophy, stories have the power to not only entertain but also to enlighten, encouraging readers to reflect on the virtues that make life truly worth living. In this fusion of the ancient and the contemporary, wisdom finds its expression in frames, inviting us to view the Analects not as a relic of the past, but as a living guide for the present. In the heart of a bustling metropolis, where technology and tradition interlace, there's a tale that transcends time, a narrative that weaves the ancient wisdom of Confucius into the vibrant threads of modern animation. This story begins in the quiet corners of a humble animation studio, where the air hums with the whispers of creativity and the vibrant chatter of artists at work. At the center of this creative whirlwind is Alex, a pioneer author and master raconteur, whose narrative technique has captivated audiences worldwide. Alex's latest project is ambitious: to make the profound and often complex teachings of Confucian philosophy accessible and engaging to a global audience through the medium of animation. This endeavor combines Alex's unmatched narrative ability with a deep respect for the ancient Chinese philosophy, crafting a story that promises to be a roller coaster of emotions. Confucianism, with its rich tapestry of moral intuition, the diversity of love, and the emphasis on virtues like moral humility and conscientiousness, offers a fertile ground for storytelling. Alex's approach is to distill these philosophical concepts into an animated series that captures the essence of Confucian teachings while resonating with contemporary viewers. Each episode is designed to explore themes such as the practical application of virtue ethics and the balance between intellectual and practical virtues, all through the lens of engaging, character-driven storytelling. The protagonist of Alex's series is Li, named after the Confucian concept of Li as life-generating activity. Li's journey is one of self-discovery, moral growth, and the quest for harmony in a world filled with challenges and contradictions. Through Li's adventures, viewers are introduced to the idea that moral development is not just an intellectual exercise but a practical, everyday endeavor. Li encounters situations that test her humility, diligence, and moral intuition, reflecting the Confucian value of learning and growing through real-life experiences. Alex skillfully deploys idioms and integrates real-life examples into the narrative, enriching the story with layers of meaning and relatability. Phrases like "crossing the river by feeling the stones" are woven into the dialogue, offering viewers insights into Confucian wisdom in an approachable and memorable way. Similarly, episodes draw inspiration from contemporary issues, making ancient philosophy relevant to today's audience. In crafting this animated series, Alex is mindful of the delicate balance between maintaining the uniqueness of the story and ensuring it engages a wide audience. The narratives, designed to fit within the range of 6,000 to 10,000 characters, are meticulously shaped to captivate from the opening scene to the impactful close. Each episode is a testament to Alex's dedication to respecting copyright rules and ethical storytelling, all while pushing the boundaries of creativity. As the series progresses, viewers are taken on an emotional and intellectual journey that not only entertains but also educates. From exploring the dynamics of love and relationships to grappling with ethical dilemmas, the series brings Confucian philosophy to life in a way that is both profound and accessible. The educational aspect of Confucian thought is seamlessly integrated into the narrative, inviting viewers to reflect on their moral development and the role of education in achieving social harmony. In a world where animation and ancient wisdom converge, Alex's series stands as a beacon of innovation and insight. It exemplifies how stories, when told with skill and passion, can transcend cultural and temporal boundaries, making even the most complex philosophies accessible to all. From Confucius to animation, Alex's journey is a reminder that within every tale lies the power to enlighten, inspire, and transform. As the sun sets on the animation studio, casting long shadows across the bustling room, there's a palpable sense of achievement in the air. Alex's project, a bridge between past and present, is more than just entertainment. It's a vehicle for bringing the timeless wisdom of Confucian philosophy into the hearts and minds of viewers around the world. In this fusion of ancient tradition and modern storytelling, we find a compelling narrative that not only honors its roots but also soars on the wings of imagination. In the heart of a bustling city, where the skyscrapers kissed the clouds and the streets hummed with the symphony of modern life, there thrived an ancient soul. This soul wasn't confined to a single person but fluttered in the hearts of many, yearning for a connection to wisdom long whispered by the sages of yore. Amidst this cacophony of existence, a narrative emerged, weaving the timeless teachings of Confucianism into the fabric of contemporary narratives. This story, titled Animating the Analects, unveiling ancient wisdom in a modern format, aims to bridge centuries, cultures, and hearts. Our journey begins with Alex, a character as complex and conflicted as any of us. Alex lived a life many would envy, a successful career, a bustling social life, and every digital convenience at their fingertips. Yet, beneath the surface, there simmered a longing for something deeper, a connection to a moral compass that seemed lost in the digital age. It was on one seemingly mundane day, while scrolling through an endless feed of updates, that Alex stumbled upon an article discussing the ancient philosophy of Confucianism. The words diversity of love and moral intuition leaped off the screen, striking a chord. Intrigued, Alex embarked on a journey to integrate these teachings into their everyday life, discovering that ancient wisdom could indeed animate modern existence. Diversity of love became a mantra for understanding the complex web of relationships that defined Alex's world. From the unconditional love for family to the respectful love for colleagues and the compassionate love for strangers, each interaction became an opportunity to practice this multifaceted virtue. It was a revelation that love, in its many forms, could be the foundation of a fulfilling life. Moral intuition, a concept that seemed ethereal at first, gradually became a guiding light. In a world where decisions were often made based on data and algorithms, trusting one's intuition as a moral compass was revolutionary. It prompted Alex to look inward, nurturing a sense of right and wrong that felt authentic and deeply human. As Alex delved deeper into the teachings of Confucianism, concepts like Li as life-generating activity and moral humility began to reshape their perspective. The realization that every action, no matter how small, contributed to the tapestry of life was empowering. It transformed mundane tasks into acts of beauty and significance, imbuing everyday life with a sense of purpose. The journey was not without its challenges. Integrating ancient philosophy into a 21st century lifestyle required a delicate balance. It meant navigating the tension between generalism and particularism in morality, understanding that ethical decisions could not always be painted in broad strokes. It required a conscientious effort to apply virtue ethics in a practical manner, blending intellectual and practical virtues in a dance as old as time itself. Through this narrative, we see not just a story of personal growth but a call to action. Animating the Analects is an invitation to explore how ancient wisdom can illuminate modern paths. It showcases the power of stories to connect us to truths that transcend time, urging us to weave these teachings into the very fabric of our lives. As Alex's journey unfolds, we are reminded that the essence of Confucianism, the cultivation of virtue and the pursuit of harmony, is as relevant today as it was centuries ago. In a world eager for guidance, the ancient teachings offer a beacon of light, guiding us toward a more compassionate, ethical, and fulfilling existence. In the end, animating the Analects, unveiling ancient wisdom in a modern format, is more than just a story. It is a testament to the enduring power of wisdom, a narrative that dances across the ages, inviting us to find our place in the eternal flow of virtue. It challenges us to ask ourselves how we can integrate these ancient teachings into our lives, not as relics of the past, but as living, breathing guides to a more enlightened existence. In the heart of a bustling, neon-lit city where the old meets the new in a symphony of ideas, there lived an old man known affectionately as Master Li. With a mind as sharp as a tack and a heart as big as the ocean, he was the neighborhood's unofficial sage, weaving tales of ancient wisdom into the fabric of everyday life. His latest project, an animated guide to the Analects of Confucius, was a testament to his unmatched narrative ability and a bridge connecting the past to the present. The project was ambitious, aiming to breathe life into the teachings of Confucius through the medium of animation, making these ancient philosophies accessible and relevant to a modern audience. Master Li believed in the diversity of love, a core tenet of Confucianism, and sought to showcase it through stories that resonated with people from all walks of life. He employed his skillful deployment of idioms, ensuring that each episode was rich in language and meaning, yet approachable enough to be translated into speech for broader understanding. One episode, in particular, focused on the concept of Li as a life-generating activity. Through a beautifully crafted narrative, Master Li depicted a bustling marketplace where vendors interacted with each other and their customers with respect and courtesy, bringing the community to life. He integrated real-life samples, drawing from his own experiences and those of his neighbors, to portray how Li manifested in everyday interactions, turning mundane transactions into moments of genuine human connection. In another episode, Master Li tackled the theme of moral intuition and humility, illustrating how these virtues could guide one's actions in a complex world. Through the animated journey of a young protagonist who navigates various moral dilemmas, viewers were invited to reflect on their own ethical considerations and the importance of conscientiousness. Master Li's storytelling was a masterclass in weaving Confucian philosophy into compelling narratives that captivated and educated his audience. His work also delved into the practical application of virtue ethics, showcasing how Confucian values could be lived out in one's daily life. The animated guide contained episodes that explored the educational aspects of Confucian thought, emphasizing the role of learning and self-improvement in achieving social harmony. Through these stories, Master Li demonstrated the relevance of ancient wisdom in addressing modern challenges, encouraging viewers to reflect on the intellectual and practical virtues necessary for a well-lived life. The tension between generalism and particularism in morality was another theme that Master Li skillfully navigated. Through his narratives, he illustrated how ethical decisions could vary depending on the context, yet always anchored in a foundation of Confucian ethics and ontology. His stories were a reminder that the cultivation of virtue was a journey, not a destination, and that moral development was an ongoing process of reflection and action. Master Li's animated guide to the Analects was more than just a series of educational episodes. It was a labor of love that brought philosophy to life. His ability to blend ancient wisdom with contemporary storytelling, enriched with idioms and real-life examples, made the teachings of Confucius accessible and engaging to a new generation. As viewers from around the world tuned in, they found themselves on an emotional roller coaster, starting with engaging openers and ending with impactful closes that left them pondering the deeper meanings of life. In creating this animated guide, Master Li not only honored the legacy of Confucius, but also showcased his own extraordinary talents as a master raconteur and pioneer author. His work struck a careful balance between uniqueness and listener engagement, adhering to ethical and legal guidelines while producing narratives that were both substantial and digestible. As the episodes were shared and discussed, it became clear that Master Li had achieved his goal of making the ancient philosophy of Confucius relevant and relatable, proving once again that the power of a well-told story could transcend time and culture. In the bustling digital age, where the cacophony of modern life often drowns out the whispers of ancient wisdom, there exists a bridge between the past and present, a narrative woven with threads of timeless philosophy and contemporary relevance. The Analects Animated, a new lens on ancient wisdom, is more than just a story. It is a journey into the heart of Confucian thought, reimagined for the modern soul. Our tale begins in the quiet corners of a sprawling metropolis, where life rushes by in a blur of motion and noise. Amidst this chaos, there lives an individual, Alex, whose life is as ordinary as the next, yet whose heart yearns for meaning beyond the daily grind. Alex, like many of us, navigates the complexities of modern relationships, ethical dilemmas at work, and the quest for personal fulfillment, often feeling adrift in a sea of uncertainty. It is during a moment of reflection, in the stillness of a moonlit night, that Alex stumbles upon the ancient text of Confucius, the Analects. The pages, worn by time, speak of virtues that seem at once archaic and profoundly relevant. Alex's journey through the Analects is not a solitary endeavor. It is accompanied by a narrative voice that brings to life these ancient teachings with an unmatched narrative ability, crafting a story that respects the preferences of its modern audience while challenging the boundaries of creativity. Through expert application of Confucian's ancient Chinese philosophy, our story delves into the diversity of love, from the familial to the fraternal, showing Alex that true affection is not a matter of emotion alone but of duty and respect. Moral intuition, a concept so valued by Confucianism, guides Alex to trust in the inner voice that discerns right from wrong, even when external pressures suggest otherwise. As Alex integrates these teachings into daily life, the principle of Li as a life-generating activity becomes evident. Acts of kindness and respect, no matter how small, breathe life into relationships and work, transforming mundane interactions into sources of joy and meaning. The narrative demonstrates moral humility, showing Alex that true wisdom lies in recognizing one's limitations and learning from others, regardless of their status or background. Our story skillfully deploys idioms, such as walking the talk, and a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, to enrich the narrative and deepen its connection with the audience. Real-life examples are seamlessly integrated, such as a colleague who practices conscientiousness by diligently preparing for meetings, or a friend who embodies the educational aspects of Confucian thought by constantly seeking to learn and grow. In the Analects Animated, the tension between generalism and particularism in morality is explored, as Alex grapples with making ethical decisions that honor both universal principles and the nuances of specific situations. The merging of ethics and ontology invites the audience to reflect on the nature of being and the cultivation of virtue, encouraging a life lived in harmony with both self and society. As our tale draws to a close, with an impactful ending that resonates with the beginning, Alex realizes that the ancient wisdom of Confucius is not a relic of the past but a living, breathing guide for the present. The Analects Animated is not just a story. It is an invitation to view life through a new lens, one that respects the richness of ancient wisdom while navigating the complexities of the modern world. In crafting this narrative, we strive for a balance between uniqueness and listener engagement, ensuring that the tale is both substantial and digestible, easily translatable into speech, and respectful of copyright rules. The Analects Animated, a new lens on ancient wisdom, is a testament to the enduring relevance of Confucian philosophy, a bridge between epochs and a beacon for those seeking guidance in the tumultuous seas of modern life. In the age where digital screens are the primary windows to knowledge and wisdom, an ancient voice finds a new echo. Confucius says, "Watch this. Animating the Analects for today is not just a title but a bridge, a conduit that carries the profound teachings of Confucian philosophy into the bustling, vibrant world of today." Amid the cacophony of modern life, where every moment is fleeting and every second is inundated with new information, the timeless wisdom of Confucius offers a grounding force, a moment to pause, reflect, and connect with the deeper currents of human morality and virtue. As a master raconteur, drawing inspiration from the narrative elegance of Margaret Atwood, I embark on this journey to animate the ancient words of Confucius, to breathe life into them through stories that resonate with today's audience. Each narrative, crafted with an engaging opener and an impactful close, is a testament to the unmatched narrative ability that weaves through the fabric of Confucian philosophy, bringing its essence into the digital age. At the heart of Confucianism lies the diversity of love. It is a concept that transcends the mere emotional or romantic. It is the foundation of all social interactions, a guiding principle for ethical living. In our narratives, this diversity is celebrated through characters of varied backgrounds and experiences, each embodying the different expressions of love as advocated by Confucius. From the filial piety between a child and their parents to the respectful bonds among friends, each story is a canvas illustrating love's multifaceted nature. Moral intuition, another cornerstone of Confucian thought, plays a pivotal role in our tales. Characters are often faced with moral dilemmas, situations requiring them to look within and listen to their inner moral compass. This intuitive understanding of right and wrong is not just a plot device. It is a mirror reflecting the audience's own moral judgments and encouraging a deeper engagement with the narrative. The concept of li as a life-generating activity is woven into the fabric of our stories. It is the thread that binds the narrative, transforming ordinary moments into profound ethical lessons. The rituals and customs that characters observe are not mere formalities but expressions of love and respect, acts that affirm life and foster community. Humility, a virtue heavily emphasized in Confucian philosophy, finds expression in our protagonists, who navigate their worlds with a sense of moral humility. This humility is not a sign of weakness but strength, a recognition of one's limitations and a willingness to learn and grow. It is through their journeys that the audience is invited to reflect on their own lives, to embrace modesty, and to cultivate self-awareness. Conscientiousness, the diligence and care in one's moral life, is a thread that runs through every narrative. Characters are meticulously crafted to embody this virtue, their actions and decisions a testament to the importance of being diligent and careful in one's moral journey. Through their stories, the audience is reminded of the value of conscientious living, of the importance of being thoughtful and deliberate in one's actions. The practical application of virtue ethics is perhaps the most tangible aspect of Confucian philosophy in our narratives. It is not enough to talk about virtues. One must live them. Our stories are filled with examples of real-life situations where virtues are tested, where the choice between right and wrong is not abstract but deeply rooted in the everyday lives of the characters. Education, another pillar of Confucian thought, is central to our narratives. Characters often find themselves in roles of both teacher and student, highlighting the importance of learning and moral development. Through their interactions, the audience is reminded that education is not just about acquiring knowledge, but about shaping one's character, about learning how to live a virtuous life. By integrating real-life samples and deploying idioms skillfully, our narratives not only entertain but educate, connecting the ancient wisdom of Confucian philosophy with the modern world. Confucius says, "Watch this. Animating the Analects for today is a journey into the heart of what it means to live a good life. A reminder that even in our fast-paced, digital age, the teachings of Confucius have the power to guide, inspire, and transform." In the bustling heart of modernity, where the pace of life seems to outstrip our capacity for reflection, there exists a timeless oasis of wisdom that beckons us to pause, ponder, and perhaps find a new direction. This oasis is none other than the ancient teachings of Confucius, encapsulated in the revered texts of the Analects. Today, we embark on a journey to explore these teachings, not as dusty relics of a bygone era, but as living, breathing philosophies that pulsate with relevance and urgency in our daily lives. Our story begins at dawn, in a small, unassuming town where the hustle of everyday life masks an undercurrent of quiet desperation. Amidst this lives May, a young teacher who finds herself at a crossroads, both personally and professionally, struggling to reconcile her dreams with the demands of reality. It is in her story that we find the embodiment of Confucian principles, brought to life through the lens of unmatched narrative ability, and a profound understanding of the diversity and depth of love as envisaged by Confucius himself. May's journey of self-discovery is punctuated by moments of moral intuition, where the choices she makes are guided by an inner compass, honed through years of introspection and the subtle, yet profound influence of her grandfather's teachings, a devoted scholar of Confucianism. Confucius taught that at the heart of moral life is Li, a concept that transcends the mere observance of rituals to embrace a life-generating activity, where actions are imbued with goodness and a deep respect for the bonds that connect us all. As May navigates the complexities of her world, she embodies the virtue of moral humility, always mindful of her place in the vast tapestry of existence, yet never shying away from the responsibility to act conscientiously, with diligence and care. Her story is a testament to the practical application of virtue ethics, where every decision, no matter how small, is a step towards cultivating a life of virtue, not just for oneself but for the community at large. In weaving this narrative, idioms such as crossing the river by feeling the stones are skillfully deployed, enriching the story with layers of meaning and inviting the reader to explore the depths of their own understanding. May's experiences, though unique, are interspersed with real-life samples that resonate universally, reminding us that the essence of Confucian teaching is not confined to the abstract but is deeply rooted in the practicalities of everyday existence. Confucianism, with its rich tapestry of ideas encompassing the educational, moral, and ontological, offers a holistic approach to living that is as relevant today as it was centuries ago. It challenges us to look beyond the superficial and to see the world, and our place in it, through a lens of compassion, humility, and interconnectedness. May's story is but one example of how these ancient teachings continue to inspire and guide us, urging us to lead lives of purpose, integrity, and harmony. In the end, as the sun sets on our tale, we are left with a profound sense of the enduring power of Confucian philosophy. Philosophy in motion. The Analects like you've never seen before is not just a story. It is an invitation to embark on a journey of self-reflection, to engage with the world around us with a renewed sense of purpose, and to weave the timeless wisdom of Confucius into the fabric of our daily lives. As we close this chapter, we are reminded that the journey is far from over. Indeed, it is only just beginning. In a world brimming with fleeting digital content, where the scroll of a thumb can bypass wisdom in favor of the next viral sensation, there exists a pioneering endeavor that bridges millennia-old philosophy with the pulsating heart of modern media. Ancient wisdom for the YouTube generation, the Analects Animated emerges as a beacon of insight, threading the venerable teachings of Confucius through the vibrant tapestry of contemporary storytelling techniques. At the core of this narrative revolution lies an unmatched narrative ability, a skill that breathes life into the age-old texts, transforming them from static words on a page to dynamic encounters on the screen. This journey embarks from a place of profound understanding, where the diversity of love and the richness of moral intuition, as extolled in Confucian philosophy, are not merely discussed but are vividly experienced by the viewer. Through the expert application of Confucian's ancient Chinese philosophy in story development, each episode becomes a lesson in life itself. Li, perceived as the life-generating activity, fuels the narrative, guiding it through twists and turns that mirror the complexities of human existence. The incorporation of moral humility and conscientiousness into the character's development offers the audience not just a tale but a reflection of their own moral compass, urging a conscientious approach to the dilemmas they face daily. Moreover, the skillful deployment of idioms throughout the narrative enriches the dialogue, lending an authenticity and depth that resonate with a diverse audience. These idioms, carefully chosen for their universality and relevance, serve as bridges connecting ancient wisdom with contemporary challenges, illustrating the timelessness of Confucian teachings. Integration of real-life samples further strengthens the bond between the old and the new, grounding the philosophical discussions in tangible experiences. This technique not only enhances credibility but also fosters a connection with the audience, making the ancient texts relatable and applicable to modern-day scenarios. Through these stories, viewers are encouraged to see the relevance of virtue ethics in their lives, recognizing the importance of education, both intellectual and practical, in achieving moral development and social harmony. Adhering to a careful balance between uniqueness and listener engagement, the Analects Animated respects the constraints of copyright rules while producing narratives that captivate the imagination and stir the soul. Each tale, ranging from 6,000 to 10,000 characters, is a testament to the enduring relevance of Confucian philosophy, crafted in approachable English to ensure that the wisdom transcends cultural and linguistic barriers. In sum, ancient wisdom for the YouTube generation, the Analects Animated stands as a monument to the power of storytelling, a fusion of ancient philosophy and modern media that enlightens, entertains, and educates. It is a reminder that in the fast-paced world of digital consumption, there remains a hunger for enduring wisdom, for stories that delve deep into the fabric of human morality and emerge with insights that resonate across ages. In a world teeming with ceaseless noise and relentless change, there lies an oasis of wisdom, as relevant today as it was over 2 millennia ago. This sanctuary is none other than the teachings found within the Analects of Confucius, a compilation of sayings and ideas attributed to the Chinese philosopher Confucius and his contemporaries. In the narrative that unfolds, we embark on a journey to explore how these ancient teachings can animate modern life, infusing it with a sense of purpose, balance, and harmony. Our story begins in the bustling city streets, where the cacophony of daily life often drowns out the calls of our better angels. Amid this chaos, we meet Jian, a young professional whose life is the epitome of modern success. Yet beneath the surface of his achievements, Jian feels an unshakable sense of emptiness. It is in this moment of introspection that he encounters the Analects, a serendipitous discovery that promises a beacon of clarity. As Jian delves deeper into the teachings of Confucius, he is struck by the concept of Li, which emphasizes the importance of ritual and propriety in fostering social harmony and personal growth. He realizes that his life, though outwardly successful, lacks the rhythm and reverence that Li advocates. This revelation inspires Jian to incorporate small but significant rituals into his daily routine, transforming mundane tasks into moments of mindfulness and reflection. Through the lens of Confucianism, Jian begins to appreciate the diversity of love and its expressions. He learns that love, in its truest form, extends beyond the confines of romance and filial piety, embracing a broader spectrum that includes benevolence towards strangers and a compassionate regard for the community. This newfound understanding prompts Jian to volunteer at a local charity, where he experiences the joy of selfless service and the interconnectedness of all lives. In his journey, Jian is also introduced to the virtue of moral intuition, which Confucianism holds in high regard. He learns to trust his inner moral compass, guiding his actions not by external accolades but by an intrinsic sense of right and wrong. This shift in perspective encourages Jian to make ethical decisions in his professional life, prioritizing integrity over short-term gains. The principle of moral humility, another pillar of Confucian thought, teaches Jian the value of self-awareness and the courage to acknowledge his flaws. In practicing moral humility, he fosters genuine relationships, grounded in mutual respect and understanding. As Jian integrates these ancient philosophies into his modern existence, he experiences a profound transformation. His life, once characterized by the relentless pursuit of success, becomes a testament to the power of virtue, balance, and meaningful connections. In crafting this narrative, idioms such as a beacon of clarity and calls of our better angels enrich the tale, adding layers of meaning and resonance. Real-life examples, like Jian's volunteer work, underscore the practical application of Confucian principles, making ancient wisdom accessible and relevant to contemporary readers. Animating wisdom, how the Analects can change modern life is more than a story. It is an invitation to reflect on our lives and consider how timeless teachings can illuminate our paths. In a world that often values the superficial, the Analects remind us of the depth and richness of a life well lived, guided by virtue, respect, and a deep love for humanity. As we close this chapter, we are left with a sense of hope that wisdom, as ancient as it may be, holds the key to a more fulfilled and harmonious modern life.